living on wild and free.
Hey, welcome to Living High, Wild, and Free. I have been fishing for the last week here with my buddy. We're out on a huge body of water. To give some reference on the size of the body of water we're on, it's about the size of the Lake of the Woods, except it's in northern Canada. And this is my actually second week I've been on this lake, not for this trip, but in total for the past, within the last month and a half now. And I wanted to do a review video on my 1875 Lund Alaskan, and give my thoughts on the boat itself, how it handled this big water, some upsides to it and some downsides to it. So let's get into it. All right, here is the view from the captain's chair here. As you can see, we keep a real tight, clean ship here. Got the 90 horse tiller, Yamaha in the back. That's my buddy Will there. He caught a 20 pounder. No, 22, sorry, excuse me. And got the Garmin Kraken up front there. That's in anchor mode. Remy's showing you the little secret to big fishing. It's dad's cookies. So to actually get into the review itself, it's kind of just a brief overview of what I found. Is the boat itself is all around really awesome. I mean, I'm really pleased with it. Tons of floor space like you've seen in the video. I mean, my dog's able to lay down. We're able to move around. We're not tripping over stuff too much. And it's nice just being able to get up and walk around. I really like that. I like the seats. With the front seat now, my friend Will has been finding that it's been, creaking and squeaking. I don't know what that is, but it's just kind of all of a sudden happened. So that's kind of annoying, but other than that, they're very comfortable. The air ride suspension handles the waves really well. But speaking of waves, that is the downside of this boat, is because of the shape of the hull. The front of the boat takes an absolute pounding. It does not cut waves at all. We were in, I don't know, 4 foot. What do you think, Will? Like 4 foot, 5 foot, five footers. The boat itself could handle it. It was getting a bit rocky. I mean, that's we tried fishing and it just wasn't working. The waves just kept building and building. And once it got to about 5 foot, that's really when they would like crash up over the boat and stuff like that. And we were like, all right, we got to get the heck out of here kind of thing. The boat itself was handling it fine, but it wasn't cutting it like a deep V would, right? And that's, I mean, an obvious downside to this boat is traveling in waves is not fun. This boat takes an absolute pounding when you're in waves like over 2 to 3 feet, I would say. Like when you're getting a good white cap, the front of that boat is just slamming and slamming and slamming. Not fun at all. But the flip side of that, amazing beaching in this boat. I mean, to put where we're camping is on an island, and to get to that island, we're traveling across 2 feet of water, kind of gliding in. I mean, amazing. I mean, to have a big boat like this that can get into those shallow areas and beach it just fine is incredible. And it also necessary for what we're doing, right? We're trying to camp on these islands, trying to get out towards the bigger water. And to have that ability, to have that versatility of this boat is paramount for me anyways. But if you're a guy or a gal that's trying to, rip across the lake and not worry about waves, don't get this boat. It's, I mean, I'm sitting in the back and I was getting bounced around. Will, I mean, it was just bouncing off of the seat. I mean, it was crazy. So yeah, not the boat for big waves, at least to hit them hard. Like it's stable enough and it's wide enough. And it does have a deep enough V that you can travel the waves, the big waves, but it's just real slow going and just boom, boom, pounding waves. So that's a big downside. Another thing that I've noticed about this boat that is a good thing about, and goes back to the design of the hull, is it's incredibly stable. I mean, I can stand on the back here in 2-foot waves while the boat's rocking and take a leak. I mean, I don't know. I find that just to be incredible that, you know, there's a big dog, my dog and Remy and Will in this boat, and we're able to move around freely to easily just without any worry of the boat actually rocking or tipping or anything like that, which I find to be really incredible and a huge asset, especially when you're pulling in big fish. Like there's no worry of, oh, Will, you have to go stand on the other side of the boat to balance it out and everything like that. So that's a huge upside to the boat and the hull design. So very stable when you're not traveling, you know, very fast. That's kind of the whole concept of the hull. The other thing that I noticed about this boat that I'm not a huge fan of is actually the engine size. 90 horsepower to me is way overkill. There's a 0.1 percent time that I think I'll actually need that extra horsepower, and that's when this boat is loaded with camping gear and moose meat. I mean, when I am just fully loaded, maxing this whole thing out, I can see actually using that 90 horse and actually coming in handy. Otherwise, it's been just absolute overkill, and it's been a huge consumption of fuel. I typically now travel at, this boat can max out with a prop. I have a 16 prop on the back, which is a bit of a higher pitch. Because I wanted a boat that could handle heavy loads. And what I found is that it will travel up to 35 miles an hour, and I never travel at that because it's consuming so much fuel when I'm doing that. And so I'm at about half throttle, maybe a little bit more than half throttle at 20 miles an hour. It's up on plane, no problem, with 2 guys and all the gear and stuff like that. And that's consuming a lot less fuel. I'm getting about 10 miles per gallon when I'm doing that, which is actually pretty high, especially for a big boat like this. So the 90 horse is overkill. If I had to do it again, I would just do the 75. I'm not the kind of person that just needs to rip out as fast as I can. I'm usually not on bodies of water that I can do that on. And like I said, this boat really doesn't do well at high speeds. In calm waters, it's totally fine. But like if there's even foot waves, you're not getting over 25 miles an hour. It's just too unsafe. It's going to start getting unbalanced. So the 90 horse is really the only thing that I'm like, you know what, if I had to do it again, I would just do 75. I would really recommend doing it because with trolling with this, luckily the Kraken in front is actually helping troll in these calmer conditions like it is right now. And with that, I can get a really good, you know, 18 or 1.8 miles per hour to 2 miles an hour. And so that's a really nice asset that is on the boat, but of course it doesn't come with it. That's just something that I added. But trolling in light conditions with the main motor, it's super hard. It wants to troll at like 2.3 even upwards, which is really fast for me, what I'm doing for lake trout fishing. So in waves, obviously it does just fine. When there's a wind, the main motor has it's too much power. Like again, it's too much power, but you know, plenty of power for lots of waves and big wind and stuff like that for trolling. And to talk about something that's not on the water is my trailer. Trailering this boat, I have the galvanized rolling trailer. I believe it's the top tier that Lund offers. And it's been a fantastic trailer so far. I've traveled on very rough, hard roads to get all the way up here. It's about, just on the dirt road itself, I believe it's about 300 miles. And it is rough. And I don't have a good towing setup. I have a Toyota Tacoma. So it's a very sensitive light truck that can't really handle a lot of sway on the trailer or anything like that. And this boat has handled so well. I'm very impressed by the trailer. The trailer's held up really great. And also the boat tows very good. The weight is very balanced, and even with my little Tacoma, it does a great job. One of my complaints about the trailer, because there's always something, is the wiring on the trailer. I am very disappointed with it coming from the factory, especially how much I paid for that trailer, is that the wire it comes out from the actual frame of the trailer, and it is rubbing against sharp points on the trailer itself. And I don't know what they were thinking there. I mean, obviously that's going to wear out, and then it's just going to short the wire out, and your lighting is going to be bad. So what I did is just put some of that plastic wire protector on the outside of the wire, and I zip tied it so it'd stay in place. And that seems to, I mean, it's a simple fix, but it just seems like such a silly overlook. And of course, when you buy something brand new, you're going to be so nitpicky about those sorts of things because you pay good money for it, right? And that is my one complaint. I'm just like, I don't know what they were thinking with that, but a simple fix. Other than that, it pulls very well. It's very balanced, and I'm very much happy with the way that it tows and the way that the boat gets up on the trailer with the rolling system and all that stuff, like very easy on and off. And that's it. I wanted to keep this video concise, to the point. I have done like a complete overview of the boat itself in a different video, but in this video I just wanted to give my insights on this boat if you're thinking about getting something similar. It's a great boat, very versatile. The stability and the power is really great, and all the room inside to just load it up with camping gear or whatever you got is an incredible boat to do that with. Traveling in waves, not so much. Not a fun boat. It can be done safely, but it is not enjoyable whatsoever. So if that's something that's important to you, probably not the best boat for that. But I appreciate you watching all the way until the end. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. But anyways, we want to get back to fishing. It is about 10 o'clock right now. As you can see, the sun is hitting the horizon. And we want to get out fishing. We're going to be fishing well past midnight to try to catch the 30-pounder. This is our last day here, so we're going to hit it hard. But I really appreciate you watching, and as always, keep living high, wild, and free.
Here's a piddle. Oh, there we go. If you're filming this, you're a dick.